We have already seen in our discussion sessions how the impact of Buddhism and other religions has taken place. This is based on a paper that has been published by R. Trivedi in 2024. So first and foremost comes with respect to this conversions and the impact of Christianity on tribes. You have LP Vidyarthi and Nihar Ranjan Ray. K.N. Sahai says that it is a process which he says it as OSCIR. So you can remember with the word Oscar. So indigenization is nothing but here the tribals retain their original beliefs. At the same time, they try to use the Christianity beliefs to fit them into the traditional life. What you have to write in the answer when any question is asked with respect to impact of religion on tribes. So your introduction should speak respect to any of the scholar and their work related to that particular religion where they talk about the impact. The identity shift is observed. Identity shift means that the person is losing his earlier identity and he is gaining a new identity. Why they are shifting? Because one is the strategy to overcome the oppression, the social strategy. Second thing is that they are being provided with good education, social benefit, health and other things. Because of that, they are showing interest to move to the different religion. Hello everyone, we are continuing our crash course and today the topic is impact of Christianity on the tribals. So it's part of 8.1. We have already seen in our discussion sessions how the impact of Buddhism and other religions has taken place. Okay, so here this is based on a paper that has been published by R. Trivedi in 2024, religious conversions due to Christianity and its impact on the tribals. So before getting into the latest topic that has been published, but we should know our traditional scholars who can be quoted in the exam. Okay, so first and foremost comes with respect to this conversions and the impact of Christianity on tribes. You have LP Vidyarthi and Nihar Ranjan Ray. LP Vidyarthi and you have one more scholar, K.N. Sahai. See, they see it as a process. Okay, when Christianity impacts or they try to convert a particular tribal into their religion, he says that, K.N. Sahai says that it is a process. It undergoes through different phases, which he says it as OSCIR. So you can remember with the word Oscar. So O means oscillation. Oscillation. So at this point of time, when a new religion is introduced to some tribal person, what happens? The person oscillates between the thoughts of the new religion and his earlier indigenous religion, tribal indigenous beliefs. So he is oscillating between them. He could not conform. Now what happens? Slowly this oscillating position will go to securitization. Now once he considers that he will switch to the new religion, at this point he will look for securitization. Securitization means he looks for social, economical and spiritual security that he would be getting by converting into that religion. And after securitization, then comes the combination. In the initial phases, he combines both of them. He combines his old religion, that is traditional beliefs, and the Christianity beliefs. So he tries to combine them. Then comes the indigenization. So if you remember, there has been a question in the past. There has been a question in the past that indigenization of Christianity. This was the statement of UPSC. So what are you going to write there? You can use the K.N. Sahai and his views with respect to religious conversions and impact of Christianity on tribals. So indigenization is nothing but here the tribals retain their original beliefs. At the same time, they try to use the Christianity beliefs to fit them into the traditional life. So they want to use it to meet their traditional needs. So they are not taking up altogether, but they are taking the beliefs of Christianity and fitting accordingly so that they meet their traditional beliefs and needs. So this is known as indigenization. And last stage comes is retroversion. So here retroversion means those who have converted to different religion, or now somebody has taken up Christianity, they have converted to Christianity, they want to come back to the original traditional religion. They want to give up that religion and come back. So it might happen in the first generation or in the next generation which has taken up the Christianity. Okay, so it can happen in any of the generation. So this is with respect to the transformation process. And what you have to write in the answer when any question is asked with respect to impact of religion on tribes. So it can be any religion. So your introduction should speak with respect to any of the scholar and their work related to that particular religion where they talk about the impact, introduce with it. And then when you enter, the impact should not be discussed directly, rather talk about an interlinking para. So where you try to briefly explain that when did it start, how did it start, and what is happening. And then you come to the impact. Within the impact, you divide it into multiple subdivisions, show that what is the cultural impact, socio-cultural impact, and if there is any economic impact, and what is the political impact. So these are the things that you have to discuss. And what I have mentioned in the slides is regarding this impact zone. So here you can see Christianity started with the colonization period when the missionaries entered. So they started taking up the conversion process. And that started there. It started in the northeast and then slowly spread to the central India in later point of time. Right. So what is the socio-cultural impact that you will be noticing? First thing is that whatever the earlier traditional beliefs are there, slowly they fade away and these are replaced by new ones. Right. So that is what you will be noticing. Now, the identity shift is observed. Identity shift means that the person is losing his earlier identity and he is gaining a new identity. That is one thing that you will be noticing. Second thing is that their epistemologies are going to be eroded. So, where the culture has started, the nature, the origin, and the purpose for which the particular beliefs or traits have started, those epistemologies are going to be eroded. And then you can see in case of Nagaland, okay, Nagaland or Mizoram, see the converted, the religion conversions have become a strategy. They have become a symbol for political mobilization. And you can see the previous movements of Nagaland, Mizoram are based on, for statehood formation, were based on these identities or conversions. So these things you have to mention and you can use some of the scholars that I have mentioned here in your answers so that your answer looks anthropological. This is not based on any random thing but based on the paper that is published. So now if you can look at, so it started with colonial introduction, then I told you, right, the socio-cultural impact. Why people are getting converted? Because they are treating it as a strategy to social response. Okay. So now what is happening in the society? There is caste oppression. In order to overcome this caste oppression, they are using this conversion as a strategy and getting converted to different religions. That is one of the things that it is mentioned. And now you notice the cultural disruption and identity fragmentation that we have seen. So at the same time, the Coulthard and Contasel, they say that it is a modernization metaphysical logics. Modernization metaphysical logic means nothing but the spiritual conversion leading to the culture restructuring. So your cultural restructure is happening. At the same time, you are losing the indigenous epistemologies. Epistemology is nothing but nature origin of a particular thing is called as epistemology. So that is being lost. Okay, so these things you can mention, and then you talk about the identity shift, how the identity is being shifted. Why they are shifting? Because one is the strategy to overcome the oppression, the social strategy. Second thing is that they are being provided with good education, social benefits, health, and other things. Because of that, they are showing interest to move to the different religion, right? And at the same time, you'll also notice that geopolitical interference, that means other countries have interfered in spreading this. That example you can write. But however, most important is that the political aspect of this conversion, how the conversion and community mobilization happened in the past to fight for particular nation or separate nation or separate state. Okay, so that was based upon the Christian tribal homeland. Okay, so sovereignty and secession from India. So you can understand how the religion can have different impacts on the tribes. So this you have to understand and present in your answer rather than writing the positive impact, negative impact. So try to talk about it broadly, include the different scholars, write their views, and the conclusion. So you can use these examples, so which I have posted. So you can use them, you can note down, you can use the scholars like Luzebtak, Luzbetak, and you can also talk about the scholar of Prasad in 2022 has highlighted this, okay, and J. Fox in 2002 has highlighted how the foreign missionaries and Western NGOs play an important role in exerting influence. So these all scholars you can use and you can try to substantiate your points in the answers. Okay, so now you don't need to read each and every point, but what you have to do is understand it broadly, know what to introduce, and which scholars talked about social, political, economical impacts, okay, and cultural impact. So then you try to conclude using the R. Trivedi, who tries to explain that the impact has been versatile and it has impacted all the aspects of the tribal life. So now you can see its impact being shown in terms of the divide within the groups of Christianity themselves. You can see within the Nagas itself, the converted Christians, non-converted Christians. So you will be noticing different people and the divide within them, which is caused because of the conversions. Right? So you can write the conclusion, the involvement of foreign actors and how its intersection of religion, politics, and external influences continues to be a critical factor in shaping the separatist movements in the northeastern tribals, especially. So these things you can use, and we'll be taking up the next topic after this. Okay. So this is with respect to 8.1, and see you in the next class. Thank you.